Bailed out executives made at least $1.6 billion. Some banks that are getting taxpayer bailouts awarded their top executives approximately $1.6 billion in salaries, bonuses, and other benefits last year. The rewards came even at banks where poor results last year foretold the economic crisis that sent them to Washington for a government rescue or bailout. Some trimmed their executive compensation due to lagging bank performance, but still forked over multi-million-dollar executive pay packages. Some of the benefits included cash bonuses, stock options, personal use of company jets and limousines, home security, country club memberships, and professional money management. A review of federal securities documents has found the total amount given to nearly 600 executives would cover bailout costs for many of the 116 banks that have so far accepted tax dollars to boost their bottom lines. I guess to pad their pockets in some kind of way. Representative Barney Frank, chairman of the House Financial Services Committee and a long-standing critic of executive privileges on this order, said the bonus review amounted to a bribe to get them to do the jobs which they are well paid in the first place. Most of us sign on to do jobs, and we do them the best we can, said Frank. We're told that some of the most highly paid people in executive positions are somehow different. For some reason or another, they need extra money to be motivated. The 116 banks have so far received $188 billion in taxpayer money or help. And among the findings, the average paid to each of the bank's top executives was $2.6 million in salary, bonuses, and benefits. Lloyd Blankfein, President and Chief Executive Officer of Goldman Sachs, took home nearly $54 million in compensation last year, and the company's top 5 executives received a total of $242 million in compensation. And this year, Goldman will forego cash and stock bonuses for its 7 top paid executives. They will work for their base salaries of $600,000, the company said. And facing increasing concern by its own shareholders on executive payments, the company described its pay plan last spring as essential to retain and motivate executives, theoretically, whose efforts and judgments are vital to their continued success. That's what they say, at least. The New York-based company on December 16th reported its first quarterly loss since it went public in 1999. It received $10 billion in taxpayer money October 28th. So then, even where banks cut back on pay, some executives are still left with 7- or 8-figure compensation that most people can only dream about, said Richard D. Fairbank, the chairman of Capital One Financial Corporation. He took a $1 million hit in compensation after his company had a disappointing year, but still got $17 million in stock options. The McLean, Virginia-based company received $3.56 billion in bailout money on November 14th. John A. Thain, Chief Executive Officer of Merrill Lynch, topped all corporate bank bosses with $83 million in earnings last year. And Thain, a former Chief Operating Officer for Goldman Sachs, took the reins of the company in December 2007, avoiding the blame for a year in which Merrill lost $7.8 billion, just plain gone. And since he began work late in the year, he earned $57,692 in salary and, of course, a $15 million signing bonus and an additional $68 million in stock options. Like Goldman, Merrill got or received $10 billion from taxpayers on October 28th. And this new review, comes amid sharp questions about the bank's commitment to the goals of the Troubled Assets Relief Program, or TARP, T-A-R-P, a law designed to buy bad mortgages and other troubled assets. Last month, the present administration, White House administration, changed the program's goals, instructing the Treasury Department to pump tax dollars directly into banks in a bid to supposedly or theoretically prevent wholesale economic collapse. But so far, all the bailout money hasn't done any good at all, but anybody can tell. It's just throwing money away, or so it seems to be. The program set restrictions on some executive compensation for participating banks, but did not limit salaries and bonuses. That won't work. Banks were barred from giving golden parachutes to departing executives and deducting some executive pay for tax purposes. Banks and institutions that got bailout funds also paid out millions and millions of dollars for home security systems, private limousines, and club dues. Some banks even paid for financial advisors. Wells Fargo of San Francisco, which took approximately $25 billion in taxpayer bailout money, gave its top executives up to $20,000 each just to pay personal financial planners. That's nice. Representative Brad Sherman, Democrat, California, says executives, I guess they visit many locations supposedly more vulnerable for the nation's security conscious commercial air terminals, whatever that means. Sherman said, and he's a member of the House Financial Services Committee, said pay excesses undermine development of good bank economic policies and promote an escalating pay spiral among competing financial institutions, something particularly hard to take when banks then ask for rescue money or bailout money, taxpayer money, public money. So he says he wants them to come before Congress, like the automakers did, and spell out their spending plans for bailout funds for reasons for getting more money. Theoretically, he said, or hopes, the tougher we are on the executives that come to Washington, hopefully the fewer will come for a bailout or a handout, he also said. Anyway, these are all more signs of the times. Greed. Once again, yes, greed, pure greed, has brought this economic crisis upon the United States and upon the world too. That's part of it. Greed and vanity and overcompensating executives to run corporations or companies or banks. They don't need that much money, especially in hard times. No, this is about greed. And all these are more signs of the end times transition days. And there are many, many signs.